Woo. Every day I do something different there. I don't know. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz, Rebecca, and Hannah.
You had to think about that for a second.
I did. Because I stayed up too late last night. And
So
Lauren
did
was
I.
not.
I'm gonna poke the little flags. I just saw the flags.
Which flags?
She has flags.
Oh! Okay.
She
We'll
told
talk
me
about
to
those in a
start
second.
telling
Hi.
you some thoughts.
I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner. I missed the last thing she said. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber.
I didn't hear it either.
I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina, which I didn't talk about the weather, but it's better than it has been.
It's going to be cooler than yesterday, like 65 instead of 70 something.
Yeah, but that's still a lot better than last week. Okay.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
We have to circle back.
I'm Hannah. I'm minion number 2.
Okay. All right. So, hi. Yeah. Did you stay up too late last night?
I physically could not sleep. So yeah, I was up till like midnight.
So this will be fun. I was up till about 11, and I went home going, I'm going to get extra sleep and go to bed early because I have 2 people at least coming by for help, which might not sound like much, but that's a lot on top of running the shop. So,
Yes. Yay.
okay. So, anyway, yesterday I was like, we were trying to figure out what we were going to show off or talk about, and just not a lot of planning. We don't really plan. And I was just like, maybe we could pick a topic if we run out of things to talk about. And you didn't think we were going to run out of things to talk about.
I don't think we're going to run out of things to talk about.
Okay. So we are yet again talking about what we you're just like, what? No. We're going to talk about things that we're working on. It is the last... What?
The flags are distracting. I haven't poked
We're going to
them
talk
yet.
about the flags and everything else first because we're going to go to Liz first. But this is our last... I feel like such a farty mom, like old person when I have to...
I'm good. I'm good.
This is why I'm okay with I didn't have kids because I get to do this anyway. So this is our last filming during February for the Finish or Frog It February. I have this sign on this table when we're to explain why there's like piles on the table during this month.
We still have to explain it to everybody.
Oh, well, yeah. You mean the people who come in?
Yeah.
But at least this is the conversation starter. Although
We've even had people go, so can just anybody pick up these projects and work on them?
I've also had people say, are people just dumping projects here for you to finish? I'm like, no, these are all my projects. What's on the table during the day are all my projects that are still unfinished, and they're not even all of them. And it's like enough of a mess that it's hard to tell the finished from the not finished. I'm trying to have them all on the same table, and this is a decent sized table. Yeah. But it's the 27th of February, which means there's today and tomorrow. And then technically, Finish or Frog It February is over.
You're pushing it till Tuesday. For some things.
Carol wants me to push it till Tuesday.
Well, you can. Like,
if I don't finish something I'll talk about at the end by tomorrow night, then I will still count it if I can get it done by the end of our weekend. How about that? I'm going to put this back up.
whatever.
I'm going to push it till Tuesday. That conversation was had without my, input. But I like the idea. So, anyway. We usually start with you, Liz.
Yes.
So, what's going on with you right now?
I've got a lot.
Before we even get to any of this.
Before we even get to that.
Tell us what's going on with you.
I put my new hair in. I feel back to normal. It was so hard last week. So hard. There were not as many people as normal going, oh, your hair looks cute. And I'm like, that's why it's under a hat.
If you're not sure what we're talking about, go watch last week's video. Because
I was
you took a
naked
break.
without my hair.
She had short hair for a week. Shorter than mine. It was
Your
cute.
little curl wasn't always out, and it bugged me.
I know, because you wanted to boing the curl.
I so
Oh, that's
did.
right. Yeah. So anyone who's a regular knows we had that whole thing. And it looked straight from the camera angle, but from my angle, it went whoop.
It was the funkiest, stupidest curl ever, and it deserved to stay locked behind that.
Okay.
Superman
So to compensate for that, you went overboard in the other direction. In a
This isn't
beautiful way.
overboard.
No, this is normal.
No, I'm talking about the other stuff on your
The
head.
hat?
Yeah.
It's not overboard.
Okay.
It's more than our home viewers are used to seeing. It's not overboard.
So-
I didn't really mean that.
You see what had happened was, for Hannah's birthday party, for her birthday party, well, where everybody who has a birthday wears a birthday hat at the shop this year, I've called that. And so Hannah picked out Bernie's hat, and Bernie picked out Hannah's hat, and Hannah's like, I can't wait to pick out your hat. And I was like, nope, I'm picking my own hat out, and it's going to be a Say Something hat. So I finally found one. This isn't it. And then I decided, what?
What is a Say Something hat?
Just like,
A hat that says
Pow.
something.
yes.
Okay, no, that makes sense to me, but I'm
It's-
making sure that people, because they're like, what does it say?
For it's a movie reference kind of for my family. That
Ah.
it's from Tu Wong Fu with the Say Something hat.
Okay,
Yeah.
not everyone's seen.
Not
that movie,
everyone's
so
seen that movie, but
This
like
clarifies.
it's just
Continue.
it says something.
It's a
We
statement
don't know
piece.
what it is, but it says something.
It's a statement piece. I like that. Okay.
So, because I'm turning 50 this year, I got like a big Say Something hat for my birthday. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear hats.
Birthday as opposed to birthday.
Yes, a birthday. Well, it's the day instead of the whole year because I'm going to wear hats all year long. My birthday's not until April, but racing starts this, like they're doing preseason testing. So I'm excited. So I made a Say Something hat on Tuesday. Yes.
What racing are we talking about?
Formula One.
Say that a little louder.
Formula One.
Okay, good. I want to make sure people at home know what we're talking about. Because some people, if they do NASCAR, are like, it wasn't something special yesterday.
No.
Formula One.
Formula One.
Very specifically.
Yes.
So hence,
Daytona was like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, there's so much going on in this hat I absolutely love. But hence, we have the checkered fabric here. And then there are, you may not be able to see them at home, but there are...
There's racing
There's
flags.
racing flags.
That's what was bugging me.
I know.
I didn't
couldn't see them from over
that,
here.
And I couldn't
You didn't
see
see
it
that
in the
yesterday?
car.
Okay.
She wasn't
Hannah.
wearing...
Did you add things from yesterday?
No.
Okay.
Where is it? Where's...
Oh, that's where it was.
There's a little-
Okay.
There's a baby death up in here. It's awesome.
And
made
I
it on
jokingly
Tuesday.
said she got ostrich feathers for this, and then it turned out they are ostrich feathers, which is really cool.
I didn't buy
I
enough
didn't see
feathers.
all of the cute stuff in here.
Yeah,
yesterday.
there's like,
That's why I thought you
It's-
added more.
and I'm gonna be making more hats because I was like, oh, it turned out so cool.
So I have lots of clarifying and investigative questions.
Uh-huh.
What's the color scheme?
The color scheme is for Williams, the racing team that with the driver that I like. So it's light blue and black or blue and anyway.
Do you have a clarifying question too?
do.
Okay, follow-up
What
question.
cars do they race?
Formula One?
Well, the other, like, are they Aston Martin? Are they
No, they're
Mercedes?
Williams.
Oh, duh.
Okay,
Never mind.
I have a clarifying follow-up question for people who don't follow
coffee.
I know.
for people who don't follow any racing. What is the difference between Formula One and NASCAR? If people who don't follow any type of vroom vroom are like, but it's all just cars going fast.
It is cars going fast, but okay. My brother keeps telling me you
We're gonna
know
give a couple
nothing
minutes
about
to this.
Formula One, so
But you know more than I do.
the easiest way to
many
describe
more
it,
people.
at least in my head, because my husband watched NASCAR for like ever, and NASCAR goes left all the time.
Forever.
They technically have road courses, blah 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 blah. Anyway, that's him in my head going, no, they turn right on a road
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
but-
So you're for the people out there who are like, but it's like, yes, we know.
We know.
In general.
In general.
Okay.
And Formula One, they have rights and lefts, and some of it is on tracks, and some of it they actually shut down cities to do street racing.
Yes, I was in some city somewhere, I think in Florida, where that had happened, and it was cool. Like, I didn't see any cars, but okay. For my limited knowledge, and again, people who know this a lot are gonna be like, oh, it's simplifying it a lot. But what's the difference in the vehicles?
NASCAR almost looks like a regular car, and Formula One looks like they're
like the pointy with the
the
wheels
pointy
and the
wings
airfoily
and, yes.
thing. And the,
They're pretty.
that's why I wanted to, because that's my,
They're pretty.
I almost feel like, again, going back to like my childhood and stuff, it's almost like more like pole position in terms of video games and stuff. I know it's oversimplifying things completely.
What?
The video game.
It's an old video game that you could do vroom vroom on the track where you could anyway, never mind.
I
retract
make them
my
watch
statement.
Formula One every now and then. It's kind of fun. I don't have to force her. She likes looking at
She doesn't
butts
have to
for the pitch
force
change.
me.
I also like the pretty cars.
Yes.
Okay,
The
so
butts are just an added bonus.
so lots of sports
So-
with tight suits, right?
Interesting.
It's you don't have to force me. I
No.
just don't tend to watch it.
I just
It's
like,
only when
randomly
I'm
put it on.
exposed to it that I'm aware of it, kind of thing. And because she talks about it. Can we talk about your underskirt too?
Not this one. It's all racing.
Racing flags. Yeah! Okay.
I was
You
like,
stuck on
why
it?
won't it pull up? Because I was sitting on it. Well, the chair was sitting on it. So I made the dress last night.
We just want to make sure people understand the backstory of this. That's all. It's amazing anyway, but there's meaning and significance.
Yes. So preseason testing. So I'm wearing the hat till Friday. Saturday I won't have it on, and then nothing again until the middle of March.
Tomorrow's
Why
Friday.
won't you have it
Yes.
on Saturday? Is it just
Because there's no
It's over.
nothing going on.
I'm like, but it's a fun hat. See, that's where I
It
go.
is a fun hat.
Okay.
And
But there's a reason.
I will
she's
start
wearing
wearing my Say Something hats starting April 1st.
When you
want
wanna
to
say
way
something.
through the year. Like, I'll have a different hat on every day. Or might.
it. Cool.
Who knows?
It's her choice. Okay.
There's lots of hats that I want to get. So, and I have 3. I ordered another one yesterday, and I'm going to get more. Anyway.
Okay. What do you want to talk about knitting wise or crochet
I
wise?
am
That's crafty.
about
Okay, never mind.
3 inches
I'm
past
tired.
sleeve
Pre-coffee.
separation on my cashmere and silk and Polworth cardigan
Yes.
that I spun.
All yarn she spun for anyone who's not a regular watcher.
Yep.
It looks
I-
so super cute.
Yeah.
How much more do you think you're doing on
I'll probably
the
do
torso?
maybe another inch, and then
It goes with the colors you're wearing. on
moss
camera.
stitch. It does. It goes with like and it doesn't.
It goes
Like-
with Hannah's outfit.
It does. It goes with everything. It's like,
I don't know if it goes with what I'm wearing. Kind of.
well, if you took this sweater off and put this sweater on, it would.
Well,
Because you're wearing navy. It looks stonewashed. Like it's not bright colors. They kind of fade in and out of each other. I like it.
isn't that because there was some white in everything?
The
fibers?
The
Or-
cashmere and the Polworth were natural, and the only color you see is the silk. And so where the silk pooled, and when I was spinning it, like there's more silk in certain places than other places, and so it gave it a stonewashed look. And
Cool.
I did do a few rounds on this, and somebody asked, how's it coming? Because I haven't showed it off in a while, and sleeves. I've got...
Oh, the sleeves are on needle, so it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to show.
Elves
Yes.
aren't doing it for you.
The elves aren't doing it for me.
That's depressing.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'll survive. I mean,
How many inches do you think you got there?
I did an inch from Sunday morning.
I got. To your thumb?
7 inches.
7 inches past sleeve separation.
So I need another 7-8 inches.
So that's hard to try on because it's on needles that are holding the sleeves kind of like this. Ada! So
Yeah, it'll get done.
it's
It's
super
heavy.
cute, though. Yeah. It's much heavier than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's going to be just as warm, if not warmer than this one.
Yeah,
Because
that
of the
one's on
fiber
bigger needles though, right?
content.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's 13s, 15s, 15s. So,
That one's holding this one is holding lots and lots of different strands together, and this one is the single strand, but it's got lots of fibers in it.
Yes.
So
okay,
that's
I'm
a
done.
ooh. Okay, Hannah. Is there anything you'd like to share with the group?
I have done I didn't finish my round. Don't
That's okay.
recommend that. I've done 3 or 4 rounds on the Promises in the Dark.
It's
Is it a shawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, shawl. I think that's the right word.
It's so pretty. Even if there's not a ton of progress, because
Yeah.
life has been crazy. It looks prettier every day. I like
I've been
it.
dedicating myself to my books lately.
And that's good.
I'm trying to read a bit more. And I intend to start the dark matter shawl at some point in the next week. So
Maybe
that I have
that'll-
something to work on when I get bored of this one that's still fun and
Because apart from
Interesting.
socks,
It's
you're
different mosaics.
Yeah.
semi-monogamous.
yeah.
So-
I'm really frustrated with my socks right now because I literally passed one off on
Yeah.
Kathleen.
And she told me stories about that, but we won't
Yeah.
tell them here.
No, she got really upset.
Oh. Maybe when you work on your dark matter, I'll work on my dark matter because my dark matter is smaller than that. Like my shawl has not progressed.
Oh.
And that will inspire me to actually work on my shawl. So we can be dark matter buddies.
Yay!
Anyway, that one's looking really, really pretty.
I like it.
And are you on like the second repeat?
Yeah, I'm on the second repeat of the chart.
Second chart or something like that.
Of it's 2A and 2B,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on the second repeat of those guys out of 3, and I think I'm about a quarter of the way up it. I think I'm on row 13 or 14 on my way up it out of 48, I think.
Oh, wow.
44 or 48. So it's a lot.
Yeah. That reminds me, I'm having a understanding charts class. Right now it's just in person. I would love to do a virtual session of it, but I'm feeling very overwhelmed by life in general right now. But that is in the middle of March. I'm going to try to get things. If you get my newsletter, you know when it is because I can't remember right now. And I will try to get the March calendar updated for lessons and stuff. If I hear from a lot of people that they really want to, we have printouts. She's going to look for me. If I hear from an overwhelming number of people that they really want a virtual class, I will think about it, but I cannot guarantee that I can pull that together quickly. So, it is
Reading, charts, knitting is March 15th.
March 15th, right in the middle. So when I said middle of March, I was right.
Yeah.
That's in a couple weeks. And I think it'll be a really valuable class if charts are daunting to you at all. So if you're local, consider signing up for that, because we'll talk about how to understand charts when it comes to color work and lace and not so much cables. I have a separate class for that's coming up in a little bit. And cables, it's understanding words and charts and things. I think there's a lot that can help you understand cables. Anyway.
That's in June.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be a little bit further along. I'm trying to have some skills classes like that rather than just project classes, that kind of thing. So, anyway, I've kind of jumped to myself. Is that okay? Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be like, she still had stuff to talk about, but now it's my turn. So, okay. Thank you, Hannah. All right. So, it's not the full, like, recap of all of Finish Your Frog at February, but we're really only one day from the end of it. So, since last week, I can't remember what I showed. You're just going to get distracted by her hair. Okay. If y'all want to watch that, great. I'm going to keep talking about...
She's going to braid it.
Okay. I can't remember... I can't remember...
Let Mom talk.
Which frogging things I've talked about since last week. But my aster tea, I think I did talk about the aster tea last week because I was saying how it was still, I think this might have been frogged that morning or something. It was, I'd already stolen needles and it was on stitch holders and it was just all, it was cramped. So, I frogged the Botanica summer noose and some people were really upset that I did that and I'm sorry, but I wasn't in love with it. I think that's the thing is even though I was like, but, and I've made it so far, I really wasn't in love with it. The stitch definition, I had to go up to a 9 on this for a sport weight to get gauge. And I thought it was written for sport weight, but it was kind of written for a fingering and a lace weight, which would make a sport weight, but the lace weight was mohair.
So it was like a DK.
So it's more like a DK. Yeah. Okay. So it had all this texture in it, like the Staffin I'm doing. And I was like, that would be so cool for a summer top. But having to go up to a 9 to get gauge on this meant that the rib and lace sections, you almost couldn't see the texture because of the loose stitch definition. So this needs another project to show it off and a needle closer to what is appropriate for it. And like the sweater I'm wearing is the Trillium Lake by Kay Hopkins. And I did it with a yarn that changes color, that does all these stripies on its own, the Rainbow Cakes. They are online, by the way. One skein got me this. And I think this would also be a great pattern for the Botanica. But I don't... Here's my dilemma, so y'all can hear the inner workings of my brain. I don't necessarily, other than the ranunculus, having multiple sweaters of the same pattern is kind of weird because we're trying to show off different patterns. But having the same sweater in different yarns still might be a good thing. Like Trillium Lake in a single color or some other sport weight one from Kay Hopkins in a single color might be really good to show off like a simple top. Because this is a great top, but I think it's hard to see what the pattern would be like without the crazy stripes.
Well,
right?
and that yarn in your top, the Rainbow Cakes, is sport weight, but with fingering weight yardage.
It's a thin sport weight. It's considered like yarn companies are doing crazy. Like I had someone come in this week who everything I was showing them that was worsted, they said that feels like a DK to me, and I'm like, I get it, but the yarn company's calling it a worsted, so don't use it if you don't like it. But yeah. So I'm up to I think 7 projects frogged because I also frogged a project I'd almost forgotten about. It was a scarf that I was making out of this color of Cumulus Dappled. This color's no longer available. I forget what the name of it is, but it might be. It might. It might. I think some people just watch because they just want to watch this. Not even what I'm talking about, which is fine. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. I'm glad you're getting entertainment out of us.
To make you sneeze. Is that the thing you do in like 2nd grade where you stick your hair up your nose to make yourself sneeze? No. I want to see if that works with her dreads.
When I was in 2nd grade, my hair wasn't long enough to do that, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm so sorry for you. That's a necessary moment in your childhood, and
my mom kept my hair short
past the age of 7.
Yeah, my mom kept my hair short because it was easier to maintain. So
that's
I got mistaken for a boy in 3rd grade because my hair was short.
I got mistaken for a boy in 4th grade.
See,
but
this is why we all get along so well. I had someone say, this is the girls' bathroom.
Oh!
And I was new.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
I was wearing a skirt. I don't think either they didn't notice or they're being mean. Moving on. I was making a scarf called the Joy Scarf, which was written for this yarn, and I'm sure somebody would love it, but it was not filling me with joy. And I was kind of doing it because I had to have some kind of sample. But now this colorway is discontinued. They've been like rotating colors and getting rid of a lot of colors, from Juniper Moon stuff, from Noro stuff. Oh my gosh! And so I was like, do I really want to finish this if it's a sample of how one colorway, the different dappled colors knit up very differently.
Yes.
And so this wouldn't even be a good example of how another color could knit up, because some of them are more speckly and some of them are not. And I feel like they're moving back to much more speckly.
Yeah.
Still stripy, but more speckly.
Yeah.
So this one got frogged. So that is, I think, 7 projects frogged. I've got a bin of frogged project yarn, unfortunately, in front of Hannah. I'm sorry about that when we film.
I'll survive.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So, then we can go into the things I finished. Ta-da! I think
It's
she's
so
so cute. She's so cute. We have Circulo kits here that have everything but scissors, like everything else you need. I think they're assuming... What?
Did you name her?
No.
Name her.
On the spot? I can't think that
Yes.
fast.
Or please, just like by the end of the day, will you please name her?
The first thing that came into mind was Molly, but I don't think she's a Molly.
She looks kind of like a Molly or like a Maggie.
Oh, we could do Maggie.
I like
Teamwork. This is Maggie.
Does the hat still come off?
Yes, she's hiding she's hiding her alopecia, but she also can rock it if she wants to.
She's kind
having
of his best friend.
having the removable hat, it was easier for like attaching all the pieces. Like you can see all the sewing I did in there to both attach the top part and to give her the little seeds. But the shaping of the hat is one where it gets a little smaller as you put it on, as it ends, so it will stay on her head, which is great. She is adorable. I think I want to put it more like that. I'd like to have the little thing like at this jaunty angle. Ta-ta-ta. Everything, the stuffing, the eyes, the hook, a stitch marker to help you keep track of where you are, the instructions, and a sewing needle, and all that stuff. And I have leftover yarn. So more than enough yarn was included. So these little kits are absolutely adorable. It is small yarn with a teeny tiny hook. That's the only downside, is people see these kits and they're like, oh, it's like the Wobbles. It's not like the Wobbles, because it is assuming you have a little bit of knowledge of how to make these. I'd love to have, maybe starting in April, some open sessions where if someone wants to come pay for help on making these, or just hang out and not pay and work on things like these. I'm still developing that, though, because between Finish a Frog in February and the Staffin Make Along and classes getting going, my brain's maxed out. So, but isn't she adorable? I was like, I can finish her in February. It can be done. So 3 cowls, this little lady, that's 4.
One doubles as a mini skirt.
One looks like a mini skirt. I can't put it on me as a mini skirt,
For
but it
some
looks like a
people.
mini skirt. For a little girl, it could be a mini. Well, it would just be a regular
That would just be a skirt.
I know, it'd just be a skirt. But okay. So I showed this lovely guy, my stone catcher. I showed you all this last week. Go back and watch last week if you want to see. I have blocked it. And so now, let's show, like, I think it filled this, just
it
overfilled
right
the screen. You don't even have to tug it, though. She just has to hold it, because remember how she had to tug it so you could see it before? This is how it looks blocked. Like, okay, I'm going to show you, this is one end. See, you can actually see me through the lace, and you couldn't do that before. So move it this way. Come towards me. There's the other end. Oh my god. You're fine. I'll find that and bleep it. Bleep it. I'll bleep her. So take a look at how this blocked out. I didn't weave my ends in because I'm lazy. I will find that. I try not to do too much editing on this, but
Sorry.
so isn't this pretty though? Okay. So how she has it in one of the ways that she has it, and I'm about to try on something else, so I'm going to take this guy off because it's distracting from.
Do I need to move?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think so. She has it in her pattern. She does like one of these to show off like what it could look like on. Isn't that pretty?
Did she weave in her ends?
Probably. But regardless of all the crazy ends, isn't it pretty?
We're gonna hang
Look
it
at that.
on the wall with all the ends.
Like that's with the.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
I just felt the need.
See? And I remember when seeing this, I was like, it's so big, and it's also, but it's more that she's doing this so you can see how the ends would be. Like this is comfy actually.
I bet.
This is very like I feel like I'm wearing a like not quite a poncho because it doesn't do the dip thing in the back, but you know.
It's a nice.
It looks very
just-
regal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
chose very
Cover.
nice colors.
Now, if only I weave my ends in, this would be adorable.
But we're gonna hang it up.
Oh.
And
We are thinking about putting it on the wall, but wouldn't this be fun to just wear too?
well, that's a personal choice that you need to make before we hang it up.
So yes, this is done. So that is number 5 that I finished. This has been on needles for a really long time.
Yeah.
I might have to wear it today.
Since the second shop.
At least. Yeah, no, not at least. Yes.
Real quick aside, speaking of the second shop,
Yes.
we've been filming for 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Like last week.
Last week and this week was the 5-year anniversary of my tutorial channel. And
Ah.
And not Facebook, YouTube was like, that's half a decade. Thanks for making us feel
Ouch.
old. Okay, so anyway, I have not blocked this, but
You finished it.
I finished my 2 for tank.
Ooh.
That's another thing I knew I could get done if I just sat down and knit the boring stuff. This pattern is, and not saying that the pattern writer who put in a lot of work, that this is a boring pattern. It's just when
Rebecca
it gets
likes
monotonous.
complicated.
Yes. And I actually saw, so I'm going to put it on, the 2 for tank is so you can have 2 different ways to wear it, a V-neck and a straight neck. And I saw in her directions, because every time I try this on, I'm going, I don't know if the, not sleeves, the little, if that's going to block out, because it likes to curl. And she actually says when you lay it out, to put, at the beginning, to put a towel over it to help this flatten a little bit. So this is how, I had a little bit left. It's probably in the bag there. I had probably a couple grams left, maybe 5 grams left of yarn from my second skein. But this is the length.
I like it.
You're doing this, and then
Are you? Just want to make sure that you probably do. You have a stitch marker.
yes, I
Okay.
do. But thank you.
That
Okay.
was so
This
she knew
was-
how far she'd
This
gone.
was
Okay.
when I needed to do like 3 more inches, I think, or something, or close to that, or a check until the ribbing started. But yes, that was to keep track of my progress.
Okay.
So I could have made it a little longer, but I think with dresses and stuff, it's great. This is the
It's cute.
Noro Compito, and the neckline is perfect for this this
what does
dress
the
that I'm
square
wearing.
neckline look like?
That's what I'm about to do. Thank you for keeping me on track because we have 5 minutes.
How
Look,
did
we
that
had enough to
happen?
talk about. Huh?
How did that happen?
I could have taken this off and put it on, but I'm trying to just turn it around. So, yeah. Here's what the
Oh,
square.
how cute.
Yeah. I think if you want a higher neck, this is kind of cute. And I'm glad I could try it on. It's not like the necks, the straps, that's the word I'm going for, are perfectly aligned. But it's better than, I've been trying it on over a t-shirt, which with a round neck, which just throws everything off.
Yeah.
So wearing it like this is good. And then the V's in the back then,
Oh, that's cute.
which could work. Yeah, right? Yeah. I haven't blocked it yet. I may or may not block it. I'm not as excited to block it as I was the Stonecatcher. 2 more things I want to mention real fast is, and I'm going to have to take this guy off again, but in a second. I decided, it was like, I have 2 sweaters that were maybe within reach to finish because I was on the sleeves. But I would have had to knit only that for the rest of the month, with like 4 days left, right? So I decided that it was time, and I may or may not, this is where Tuesday may come in. I decided I have 2 Papillons on needles, and one has been in section 3 for a while. And it's because I forgot to bring the yarn in. We have a bunch of the orange version of this yarn still left, but this is Langpuno is what I was using to make this guy. And it changes color through 3 different shades of the same color. And I was using the brown to make this guy, and I was like, it'll make a moth papillon, and it'll be gorgeous. And then they discontinued this yarn. So it went into timeout for the longest time. And I said, you know what? We have a bunch of papillons that no one can actually replicate on the walls in the shop. And so this might be another one. And I was on, when I picked it up this month, I was on the second, what I call stripe of these bubbles. I was on the second one in this section. It's probably 22, 21, something like that. And now I just last night finished 27. So, and I think there's 30 before you're done. So
30 and then pods.
So I don't think I can finish this in a day and a half, but I'm so much closer than I was. And it just takes a little, like last night was a row that was like red square, orange square, red square, orange square, red square. It was like, whoa! And this is the cod piece. I'm so close. And so this is getting finished, if not today. When they hang, they have a cod piece. This is the one, if not this month, it's going to be so close it should count for this month. But this is going to be my final finish, I believe. So it was 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 7 if I could get it done. 7 projects finished.
You can get it done by Tuesday.
Yeah, 7 projects finished, 7 projects frogged. 4 projects bound off, because one I'm retiring. I'm not binding it off. The Rebel 2, I am retiring that to personal projects because I'm not frogging it. I don't want to bind it off where it is, but it can no longer be part of the shop rotation. So the last thing I wanted to show you all before we said goodbye, and while I'm getting on stitch holders, we can talk about sit and stitch next week. We had a lovely sit and stitch. I want to say we had like maybe, I think it was almost a dozen people or more. I wasn't keeping, I wasn't keeping complete count, but we always have a bunch of people from all over the U.S. at least, and it's really fun. Just an hour. It's on Tuesday. Tuesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And you get in with a shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
Yes,
Sorry.
you stop. Don't
Brain
stop.
fart.
You weren't going to say it.
I know the last 4 if you ever stall out there.
Okay.
It's on Zoom. I think I threw us off because I didn't say it was on Zoom. But
no,
that's...
I second guessed myself halfway through.
So and that happens. It happens to me too. I hadn't done anything on this since the last time you saw it, and then last night when I finished a stripe on the Papillon and knew I would get stuck in the middle of a very long row, I stayed up too late to get a little more of this done, and my Staffin pullover, and it's on 12-inch circulars right now, which means I can't try it on without lots of stitches popping off, so I'm not even going to attempt, because when it was on 16-inch circulars, it was cutting it close. So I'm going to just pull this so it's nowhere near the ends of a very long barber cord. But I wanted to show you how it's going. So I had to focus on the things I might be able to finish. So this went by the wayside. I will pick it up with gusto in March because the Staffin Make-Along is in February and March. But I wanted to show you. What's really interesting is if I don't put it on the ribbing part kind of clings in because ribbing will. So
Oh, that
it
made
goes
me
like
twitch.
this. Sorry.
No, it's
Huzzah!
okay. I like actually had a
But-
visceral reaction to that.
So it might look a little interesting, especially unblocked, because it's kind of doing this. It's kind of looking like the pirate shirt from Seinfeld when it's not on. But I always have to pop it over my head because that's a little tight, but it gives me a nice neckline there. But to see how, see, this is a little longer than last time. And I think it might need to be blocked for the sleeve to feel like it's doing what it needs to. But sleeving, yeah.
The ribbing is always going to go.
It's always going to pull a little. It's got a funky shape here right now, but I'm decreasing kind of fast, so because my arms are short. So, or shorter than most patterns are written for. But I'm in skein 8, and this is how it's going so far. I was like more at elbow length, and now it's like an inch or two past that. So, just so you can all see how that's going. There'll be a lot more of this done. Like I said, the drape is so nice that sometimes it drapes kind of funny, depending on how I'm standing. So,
I like it.
but I will get back to this with gusto. I also, even though February's done, what tends to happen with all my finisher frogget, I just didn't want to be on your skirts, is once February's done, I never touch them again. And there's whole nother year before I pick them up again. There's so many things I'm still pledging to finish. There's no time to talk about them here. They're on the table. They may or may not be on the table next week, but I'm going to go back to trying to get one of the old projects done while probably starting several new ones. Jan was like, just a couple more days and then you can start all the projects, she said online. And yes, there's lots of things that I may be starting when March hits. We'll see.
You have started a couple
Yeah,
during February.
Just a little, and then I put them aside. So they don't count.
The biggest problem is if you don't like dabble a little bit because your brain does that.
It drives me bonkers.
It drives you bonkers, and then in March you have complete lockdown where you're so overloaded with ideas of what to start, you don't actually start because you can't.
I go into meltdown. I do. All right, so we're gonna open the shop because I have session 2 of crochet coming in about half an hour, if not before. And then I have another crochet thing in the afternoon. So yay, crochet day! Woo! All right. So we will see you all next week. And what do you usually say?
Like, subscribe, ring the bell. All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. And yeah, we'll see you later. I have nothing else.
Bye.